Maybe you're a junior thinking about next year, or maybe you're a senior wondering if the classwork that you're doing now actually matters for college admission. So today, that's what I'm going to be talking about. Do senior year grades actually matter for college admission? Do colleges look at them? And the answer is no. Colleges do not look at senior year grades when considering your admission, at least not in the way that they have freshman, sophomore, and junior year. So when you apply to college, you submit either your application in three stages. Either you're applying early decision, which is November 1st, some are November 15th, but either November 1st or 15th. Same for early action. You're applying to Cal States and UCs, which the deadline is November 30th, or you're applying everywhere else, and the deadline for those schools is January 1st or after January 1st. So the GPA that colleges actually use to determine whether or not they're going to let you into their school is set at the end of your junior year. The GPA that you applied to college with is the GPA that you have at the end of your junior year. So why even have senior year, and how do colleges use your senior year grades? Well, first let's take a look at why they don't look at your grades. The reason is because of the timing. Your grades first semester, if you're on the semester system, which most high schools are, your first semester grades come out in middle January. You take your finals before Christmas, then you have Christmas break, and your teachers are grading your finals, and your grades are posted in the middle usually of January. So this means that colleges won't get your grades in time for for them to consider your grades. So let's take the three categories again, like we said: early decision, early action, UCs, Cal States, and all other schools. So for the timing, if you submit your early decision, which we'll talk about in another video, but early decision is a binding agreement between you and a college saying that if you get in, you sign an agreement saying that you will go. So you submit your application by November 1st. And then you hear whether or not you got in before Christmas. That is a full month before your junior year grades come out. Same for early action. Although you might not hear until after January 1st for early action, you get in all your material to colleges by November 1st or November 15th. And this means that they do not have your senior year grades when taking your application into consideration. Now let's take UCs and Cal States. UCs and Cal States, you submit your application by November 30th. November 30th is a full month and a half before January 15th, which is when high schools usually post your grades, your senior year grades, to your transcript. So again, your grades are in way before your application is in way before your grades come in, and the UCs and Cal States do not consider any new information when analyzing and judging your application that was not turned in with your November 30th or earlier application. So for UCs and Cal States, the GPA that you have at the end of your junior year, just like early decision and early action schools, is set at the end of your junior year. And that's what you're applying to colleges with. That's what colleges see. They do not see your senior year first semester grades. Now, let's take all other colleges. Besides your early action, early decision, and besides UCs and Cal States, all other colleges are on something called the Common App, which is what the majority of high school students applying to college will use. They will use the Common App. So that deadline is usually January 1st. Some schools have it January 5th. Some schools even have it January 10th. But your first semester grades will not be posted to your transcript until after you get your application in. And again, when we go through the Common App, which is going to be on another video, step by step looking at the Common App, you will see that your GPA is fixed at the end of your junior year. I've said it, I've repeated it, I'm going to keep repeating it because it's the truth. And so, therefore, your January 1st schools to January 10th schools, even January 15th schools, until it's on your official transcripts, your GPA is fixed at the end of your junior year. So here's the wrinkle here, though. There is something called the mid-year report for Common App schools. And the mid-year report is something sent by your counselor, which has your grades on it for first semester. However, that GPA and those grades are not factored in to when colleges are deciding your application. The mid-year report is more of a looking at, okay, to make sure that you're not doing one thing, because one thing can screw you up, and that's if you fail. And to make it a little bit more complicated, if you're a straight A student and you get all C's, colleges might look at that and take a second glance and hesitate and not want to let you in. But the majority of students who get straight A's through all high school, it is very rare to then turn around because of all the momentum you've built up to then get all C's. If you get, though, if you're a straight A student and you get A's and B's for your first semester grades, you will be totally fine for the mid-year report. Okay, so now let's talk about why second semester grades definitely do not matter. Second semester senior year grades definitely do not matter. You will hear from all colleges at the latest by April 1st. When do your second semester grades come out? They come out in mid-June for most people, or at the beginning of June. But May 1st is college decision day, the day that you have to commit to a college. You have to put a deposit down and saying, I'm going here. So you commit to a school way before your second semester senior year grades come out. So how is this a cure for senioritis? Well, really, senioritis means you not caring about school, you just wanting to get the hell out of there, which is totally understandable. But it's the cure for senioritis because it takes all of the pressure off. You've been working so hard your first 3 years. Now your senior year is really a chance for you to enjoy your classes and enjoy learning, but without the huge stress of feeling like you're going to be evaluated for your senior year grades. Now, there's one caveat here that's really important for senior year classes, and that is colleges, all colleges, whether they're your early action, early decision, whether they're UCs, Cal States, or whether they are any of the other Common App schools, all colleges see the courses that you choose for senior year. That is a big part of your application. And in the video where we go over through the applications, we'll take a look at that section and see, yes, it's featured prominently, the class choices that you have at the beginning of the application for senior year. So what does this mean for you? It means to choose as challenging courses as possible for senior year. Why? Because you get evaluated on that, but those grades, if you are the type of student who gets A's and some B's, you will be fine by taking as many challenging courses as you can. Why? Because, again, those grades will not be considered in terms of your application. The mid-year report they will look at, but as long as you're getting A's and B's, and I've even seen this, some students, even if they get a C, it does not prevent them from getting into the best schools in the country because colleges get hundreds of thousands of applications and they cannot keep up with the new information of anything that wasn't included in your application on the UC application, Cal State application, or the Common App after you submit it. So what you submit to colleges is fixed at the end of your junior year. That's what they use to evaluate you. And this is the cure for senioritis because it means that you can enjoy your classes without the pressure of feeling like you have to be perfect. You don't. You just have to take challenging courses and enjoy your senior year because even though some people might dispute me on whether first semester senior year grades matter. They don't, by the way. But even if you might be worried about colleges, a few colleges seeing them because of the mid-year report, we know that for sure early decision doesn't look at first semester grades. For sure UC and Cal States don't. And by the way, no colleges factor them into your admissions decision. They just look at the mid-year report to make sure that you are not failing. And again, this is the cure for senioritis because it means that you can finally enjoy school without feeling like you're being evaluated and judged. The hard work is over by the time senior year happens in terms of your academics. They look at freshman year, they look at sophomore year, and they look at junior year. And the GPA that you apply to college with is fixed at the end of your junior year. So, my name is Rick Gelber. I'm the owner of Prestige Admissions, and I help students all over the country get into the best colleges in the world. If you're interested in learning more, please visit prestigeadmissions.com, and I will see you next video.